How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video. And last night I took the Mustang to a car meet. Since the Supra still is not put back together, we're waiting on the head to be resurfaced and stuff like that, and then the built motor can go in. We took the Mustang out, pulled up with Alex with his 1.5 JZ single turbo SC300 that makes about 650 wheel horsepower. Decided to hit a car meet, and boy, it was pretty good. I mean, there was the obvious like shit builds here and there, but there were some really nice cars there as well. So I'm not gonna just smack talk everything in this episode. It did get really ratchet at the end, and we had to dip. But overall, though, I'd say it was a pretty solid car meet. Sadly, the man, the myth, the legend could not come. His collar's a little too tight from his girlfriend. So if you're watching this, Brian, I'm sorry. The boys tonight will come rescue you. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive right in and see if these cars are rice or nice. First car, this Mark V Supra had a very nice wrap on it and had some goodies in it. I mean, just based on the rear wheel. We'll take a look at that in a second. But the wrap was like this white pearl that had this nice pink undertone. It was like a pinkish purple undertone. Very sleek. Like, I really like how wraps are becoming more subtle. And then this is straight up not subtle at all. This guy is going to fuck your girl after he beats you in a race. Like, this shit just looks hard as hell. I love Mark V's on drag radials. It's the best look in my opinion. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just having a nice set of wheels and just, you know, doing it like that. But drag radials, I think just on any car just look hot. Anyways, GT500 parked next to it. Which one would you guys choose though? Would you choose the Mark V on slicks or the GT500 that looks relatively stock, but who knows what's actually underneath the hood? Personally, wild card answer here, I'm taking the Mark V. Anyways, next car was this Infiniti G35 that looked really clean, and then people were yelling, "Hey Drew, that's a takeover car, that's a takeover car," and I didn't believe them, and then I actually got tagged in the clip. Take a look at this. Anyways, the car itself is clean. Definitely should avoid takeovers because it's too clean to destroy, and we all know it'll happen eventually. Anyways, next car was a subscriber's. This is his Veloster right here. I asked him if there was anything done underneath the hood, and he said no. So we have aftermarket headlights, aftermarket wheels, a wrap that looks very drift inspired. However, this is a front wheel drive car, so no drifting will be had in this bad boy. These Hyundai Velosters are kind of goofy with the whole 3-door concept. I think it's a little interesting quirk about it. I don't think it's that bad. However, I will say this guy wants to go lower, and his fitment is already pretty good. Maybe a little bit out there with the wheels and the wrap, but the fitment's good. I gotta respect the fitment. It actually looks halfway decent. He wants to go lower and roll his fenders. And I mean, he can do whatever he wants, but I mean, I just think right now it's a decent looking car. Some things I would change. Just about everything he did, especially those exhaust tips sticking out about 6 inches, not my cup of tea. You got 2 pocket pussies hanging off of the back. I mean, if you and your boy want to hit those flashlights, go for it. But the red wheels, although they do match the wrap, it's just not my style. And also, is it just me, or do the little stars on the wrap look like the Subaru stars? Like, am I tripping? That was like my first thought. Anyways, next car was an Audi with his hood popped, and underneath, dude, I need this kind of heat treatment for my shit. This heat shielding just looks amazing. Like my Supra, just based how the turbo is like inches from my master cylinder, I need some shit like this. The rest of the car looks generally stock, which is great. I love sleeper builds like this. Like, you're just rolling in traffic, and although it is like a nicer Audi, you would not think that this dude's probably gonna beat your Hellcat, and it probably would. I'd bet money that this bad boy would probably beat a Hellcat. And typically in the streets, if you're beating Hellcats, you're fast. Anyways, next car was this nice older BMW. I think it's a 7 Series. I could be wrong, but it just looked VIP'd. It looked very luxurious. The little parking meter or marker right there on the right side was sick. It's clean. I'm so happy to see that it's not like molested with like camber and shit like that. It's just like, it's low. It looks clean. It pulls up. It makes a statement. It doesn't need to do all that clout chasing shit. Kind of like this thing right here. I'm so happy that BMW didn't have anything this car had. We got this nice LGBTQ engine bay. It's bone stock. It looks like maybe an intake filter. Super sick. And then we have like the complete opposite theme. We have rainbow on the rest of the car, and then we have super scary Fright Night, you know, horror themed on the rest of it. Like, at least at this point, just make the underglow red or something, you know, just like a deep red undertone or underglow would look sick. But the rainbow stuff, happy go lucky rainbow, and then horror themed car, I don't know, to me it didn't make sense. Anyways, this has to be one of the cleanest 4th gen Camaros I've ever seen. I used to not be a super big fan of these. My boy Okale had one for a while, and his was nice as well. He had a fat cam in it. It was pretty quick. It was cool. Now, if I see them clean like this, I like them. Like, I'm a fan of them. I like the 4th gens. I like the 3rd gens. I like just about everything in between, except for like the 4-eyed ones. Those are still kind of ugly. But this one is like a great example of a clean Z28, just a perfect 4th gen. I hear the rear ends are kind of weak on these, but you know, nothing a Ford 9-inch can't fix. Hashtag Ford power, baby. So far we've had some pretty good cars. We have people selling balloons and shit and hitting balloons. Yeah, typical car meet stuff, just, you know, your average stuff here going on. Anyways, this Dodge Charger boat had some tribal tattoos on it. I've never seen people do racing stripes tribal themed. I don't know where I sit on the fence on this one, if I'm a fan of it or if I'm not. I definitely wouldn't do it to any of my cars, but you know, these Dodge Charger owners love to just stand out, and this guy's just finding new ways to do it. Still on stock wheels and stock tires though, so I would definitely like at least change that before doing some outlandish wrap. See, like, take a look at this guy. He has a really nice looking wrap on this bad boy. Like, this color just pops on this Chrysler 300. I hope there's some power underneath the hood. He's got some Hellcat wheels as well, and it's just like a perfect example of, I'm so happy you're not on stock wheels because this would look goofy. It's a perfect example of it. It is a wrap. I thought it might have been paint, but then I saw it peeling up a little bit on the trunk, and I was like, okay, it is a wrap. It's a pretty good wrap too. It doesn't look swirled to shit. I actually like the color. If I had to wrap one of my cars this color, I'd probably do either the Mustang or the McLaren this color. Like, it's a pretty hard color. It's like an acid green, and this used to be my favorite color when I was growing up. Hashtag I'm a Kyle. Hashtag Monster Energy. Anyways, this next car had a wrap that was very similar to what was on that Mark V. I don't know if it's the same. It's definitely popping a lot more on this G37 right here, and it might be because it's more of a flatter car, I guess, so it's just like more vibrant and more just panel area, I guess, is being exposed. But again, I'm kind of cool with it. Like, it's not too in your face. It's not too like, look at me. Like, you know, definitely better than anything wrapped chrome. So I'm happy about that. Next car was a clean example of an SC300. I mean, it had some issues here and there, but for a 30-year-old car, it's pretty clean. We were trying to convince my boy Ian here to pick one of these up because he had an Evo and then he had a kid. So Evo go bye-bye. So he wants like a cheap project car, and an SC300 is a cheap project car that I would definitely be able to help him out with. So convince him down below. Should he get an SC300 or should he get something else? Maybe like this BMW M2 right here. I could definitely see this. Put the little baby seat in the back. Yeah, no, this is a perfect daily right here. I don't think you need anything more than this. I love factory BMW colors. I think BMW right now is probably leading the game in like some of the best colors. This like creamy silver white, it's just so elegant looking, and it fits this M2 so perfectly. Again, it's not super flashy. It's not their like gold M3 colors or M4 colors. This is just like elegant, and you don't see this color like ever, and it's just, oh my god. Yeah, this is how I would want my M2 to look if I got one. I mean, I'd probably put wheels and tires on it, but even then the stock wheels and tires don't look half bad. Alright, so I know you guys might be commenting right now about what I'm about to say, but I actually kind of fuck with this. I weirdly kind of fuck with this, minus the fact that he's on stock wheels and tires. Imagine this thing on a drag pack. I think if you have enough power to just like beat most people in races, you could do whatever you want to your car. I mean, you could do it regardless, but like, let's take my Mustang for instance. If I did something crazy like this on it, would anybody bat an eye? I don't know. I don't know if they would. I weirdly like it on this car. It looks halfway decent, minus the stock wheels and tires. Those gotta go. But if it had the power to back it up, I think it would go hard. Like, I'm just thinking like in a YouTube video, you know, like if I'm racing and shit, I think it would go hard. I don't know. Maybe I'm just becoming a little bit more childish because I got my truck and I kind of want to do like a out there wrap on it. Not out there, but you know, like do some livery on it or something. We'll see. I need to get wheels and tires first. I'm definitely not doing nothing on a stock car. So gotta cross that bridge when the time comes. But let me know down below. Am I crazy for thinking that this Camaro looks kind of cool? Too bad I couldn't see the front of it. Now, see, I haven't lost my mind completely. I still don't necessarily mess with this. Like, even though it's a lot more subtle, in my opinion, there's still a lot more going on. Like, you got the tire lettering, you got the B badge on the side. I mean, you got the racing stripes. It's just, and it's on a boat. I mean, I know that those old Camaros are like notorious for like being slow, but I think right now Mopar V8s, you know, Scat Packs and below are just like leading the game with the slowest V8s. I could be wrong, but I mean, I see them lose to just about everything. Maybe it's the drivers, though. Maybe it's not the car. You guys want to hear something that'll make your ears bleed? Listen. that sounded like shit. It sounded like a Honda.
That's what I thought it was when it was coming through.
It sounded like a Honda. Anyways, moving on. I don't know why more dealerships and more just car manufacturers don't sell like pretty colors like this. Like I get that black, silver, and white are the most popular colors, but especially on sports cars, spice it up a little. Quit being so basic. You're like a white bitch at Starbucks. Like, get out of here. This thing is nice though. He did stretch, or I guess fit, a big ass tire on the stock wheel. I don't know if that's even using the full tire, but you got to do what you got to do to make it fit. So I can't really diss him too much on that. At that point though, just go buy some ESR rotary forged wheels and use that. They're definitely lighter than stock wheels and look way better than these, but whatever. Moving on, this is where the meat started to get a bit ratchet, and yeah, just like that, it's time to leave. Cops were kind of everywhere on this meet too, which was insane that I didn't get pulled over. I did see someone else get pulled over on the way home. This Honda was so polite to rev at me when he saw me recording his shitbox. And then we got some nice rollers of Alex's car on the way back. We didn't do any racing. Well, I shouldn't say we didn't. I did. A Corvette pulled up on me, and I tried giving him the hit. He didn't understand that, so we just had to line up. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to do anything. It looked like a lightly modified C6 Corvette. It looked like he was still on like stock wheels and tires, but it sounded pretty gnarly. Let's just throw in those clips right here. But yeah, it seemed like a homeboy thought that I was just a 3-valve on some 315s just for shits and giggles. Definitely not the case, Mr. Corvette. Definitely not the case. I wish we could have got some better footage of it, but it was like literally like 2 in the morning and my exit was coming up, so I didn't feel like wasting any more gas on him. Anyways, guys, car meet was pretty fun. Maybe I'll go to another one tonight. We'll have to see. Let me know what you think. Which car was the best in the meet? Subscribe. And until next video, peace.